Hi Vision Science students, and welcome to week 2 of your Vision Science module. This is obviously the principles of contact lens practice, and my name's Sue, and this week our focus is on insertion and removal and hygiene of contact lens practice. So Stuart and I are working collaboratively on this module with you, and hopefully we'll help you to complete this part of the Vision Science degree. So this week's learning is all about insertion removal or hygiene, hygiene related risk factors and so on. So we're asking you to research this field with a view to potential risks and risk factors. And we've made suggestions as to where you think you might want to focus your interests. Obviously, it's a very broad subject, so there's lots of ways you could go with it. So these particular suggestions are listed. And to begin with, we've suggested the effects of poor hand washing and potential non-compliance. So we know that there's a fair bit of research in this area. Patients are obviously not as compliant as we'd like them to be, so there is plenty of information available for you. Another area which you could choose to look into is solution non-compliance, and that should reveal different aspects of non-compliance relating to lens, cleaning, storage, etc. However, do bear in mind that we are going to be looking at solutions later on as well. So we'll be looking into components and potential contamination risks as well. Another area to view would be materials or type in relation to the risks of hygiene associated with contact lens wear. So potentially it could be the type of lens or the material. You could find different information regarding the risk factors of each and wish to explore that a little bit. The age of the lens or wear time could play a part in potential risks as well. And of course, there are many other areas to choose from where contact lens hygiene and associated risks are concerned. So once you've actually found an area that you feel you want to focus on, we're asking you to create some sort of an artifact to reveal that information. So we're being very flexible on this, of course. We're flexible on the focus, the area that you want to focus on, as long as it's relating to contact lens hygiene and potential risks associated with contact lens wear, insertion, removal, etc. We are also very flexible on the way in which you wish to present your work. So this being a formative task, it's not marked. And some of you might wish to sort of show off your creative talents and make something really quite flamboyant and marvellous. Others will just concentrate more on the research, the evidence available, and maybe put it together in a much more straightforward way. It really doesn't matter. It's entirely up to you. So with that in mind, we've given you again a few different suggestions with regards to how you might want to present your work. It doesn't have to be incredibly lengthy. For example, we've said that if you were to put together some sort of a Word document, potentially 300 words would be plenty to get the message across. So once you've actually gathered all of your evidence, you might wish to, for example, make the Word document, pop in lots of charts and tables and things if necessary to help to underpin your findings. Along with the evidence itself. So evidence, remember, has to be referenced in line with all academic work. So use all of the skills that you've learned so far to do exactly that. So it's got to be at this academic level. And you could perhaps use, for example, a PowerPoint presentation. So taking that step further, PowerPoint's got lots of interactive features. We suggest that if you are making a PowerPoint, potentially 6 slides would be plenty for you to get the message across. So it's entirely up to you. That's not set in stone, of course, but just gives you some idea that we're not after, a huge body of work. We just want you to have a little look into a particular area of focus, find some evidence, and put it across using some sort of technology. So when I say technology, some of you may shy away. I think I possibly would as well. But again, it doesn't have to be that complicated. So as long as you can upload it to the discussion board once you've actually finished your artifact, that will be absolutely fine. So we've mentioned Word documents and PowerPoint presentations. There are lots of new modes of presentation available too. So lots of apps available on the internet. Many of them are free. So we've made some suggestions in the text for you to look at, and maybe you'll find something that works for you. You might be familiar with things already that you've used in the past to make presentations, so that's absolutely fine. As long as you can upload it, as I say, it's absolutely fine. So another potential way of presenting your work could be to make a poster. As long as you can obviously upload it, it's fine. And those of you a bit more conversant with technology might wish to make that poster very interactive. And if you do, you could make an infographic. So infographics are quite the thing at the moment. And as I say, you can make them very informative, interactive, and so on. If that's how you choose to present your work, that's fine also. A leaflet is another option. And again, we've given suggestions as to how you might like to interact with the free technologies available on the internet, as there are quite a few now. So have a look, see what works for you, and see if you can creatively put something together. Doesn't matter how creative it is. Some of you are going to be a lot more creative than others. Some of you are going to be a bit more technical than others, but it'll be interesting to see the mixture of work that actually comes across in the end. But obviously make sure, as I said before, that everything's evidenced properly and referenced within your particular presentation. And once you've uploaded your information, your presentation, to the discussion board, we're going to all have a look. So you'll be able to view your work and everybody else's, and hopefully there'll be some good responses to that. And we're hoping really that your learning is going to result not only from the focus of interest that you've honed in on, but also that of other people's. So you'll be able to see other people's work and explore the areas that they've explored to some degree. And it's a really great way of engaging with the material of your peers to see what they've created, to see what sort of information they've found. And we're looking for constructive comments. So once everything's on there, you'll be able to have a good look through, and you might find that there are certain technologies that people have used that maybe you think might be something you want to use in the future. But the content really is what we're asking you to be more critical of, but again, in a constructive way. So we'll all get cracking and have a look through each other's work. Don't be shy, don't be embarrassed. It's all educational, and we're all in the same boat really. So I'm hoping that we're really going to enjoy the sort of peer discussion that results from this particular module, part of the module rather. So without further ado, I'd say get cracking. Use the academic resources that you've now come across, things like the university library. There's also lots and lots of academic search engines out there that you could engage with, and journals, textbooks and so on, where you'll find good quality evidence, which is what you're really looking to focus in on, and find some area of contact lens hygiene or insertion and removal where you think perhaps there are risk factors to engage with, and we look forward to seeing the results. Okay, see you sometime. Bye-bye.